So this video is going to be talking about my back slash glute injury that I had last week. I was doing some sprinting with some change of direction, and I strained my lower back paraspinal muscles, and I think a little bit of my glute med as well, just from one of the hard cuts. So haven't really been able to sprint since then. This is my first session back a week later, just getting any kind of dynamic movement in. So I just wanted to run through it. I took it from the stream today to see, how I would approach coming back to dynamic or explosive movements after a muscular strain. So things that I have not shown here are the movement prep that I did before this. So, before I started doing any of these low-level plyometrics, I did some child's pose with breathing to kind of stretch out my lumbar paraspinals a little bit, just to loosen them up a little bit, get them feeling a little bit better, a little bit of, pain relief, neuromodulation before we start. And then I used the massage gun to kind of accomplish a similar thing at the glute as well. And then a little bit over like my tib anterior, because I've been experiencing a little bit of shin splints as well recently. So just kind of using that to help just reduce a little bit of discomfort before loading during the session. So getting into it, starting with mostly bilateral stuff to kind of ease into it to see how I felt. So I'll kind of go back here. We'll start from the beginning again. So just easy pogo jumps to kind of gauge how I'm feeling. Not really deep range of motion, very stiff. Just get everything warm, assess how I'm feeling. And then, after we got through a couple rounds of these in multiple directions, then we switched over to some of the single leg stuff. So I'll skip through to that. So the single leg stuff is here. So same thing, just introducing some sagittal plane single leg pogos to see how they feel. Glute felt okay with this, low back felt okay with this. So as you see, as I went, I kind of increased the intensity just by feel. And by the end of it, was kind of cycling the leg a little bit more. So those two felt okay. Then I moved on to, I wanted to get a little bit of deep tier plyometrics here. And I wanted to try and get a little bit of slightly more unilateral movement with a lower intensity. So obviously these are super low intensity, just deep range oscillations. And these felt really good. I wanted to get this little slump short split stance position because I wanted to stretch the muscle out a little bit, again, to just get it kind of loosened up before I get into the more intense stuff. So these felt really good in the moment, so I think it definitely helped coming into the more intense stuff. So for my more maximal output stuff today, since everything felt good, this is just going to be a double leg sagittal plane movement. So the glute med, lumbar paraspinals, aren't contributing a crazy amount for stabilization. And I'm just easing into them. So these first couple of reps are really light, and I'm just easing into more intensity as I go. So they felt really good as I was going. So as I progressed, I was increasing the intensity until I got to maybe like 75% on this first set. And then from there, I kind of increased up to like 80, 90, 100% in my next few sets. So cut to those now. So sorry about the quality on this one. Stream was going out at the time. But these were more higher intent. They all felt really good. It actually like warmed up really well. I wasn't really feeling it at all here. Now, if I had jumped right back into like sprinting or, more unilateral power movements, this would probably have not gone too well. So that was kind of the intention. The reason for programming this movement specifically is just focusing on deceleration and then, coming out of that horizontal bound into a vertical, and trying to land in the same spot so that I'm not carrying my momentum forward any further. Um, so yeah, just some light jumps that are focused on some deceleration because that seemed to be where my you know my muscular strain came from was just a decrease in capacity to decelerate more in a single leg, but right now I don't think I can tolerate any single leg with the slight little injury. So this is where we're at. So I'll let this kind of play out for the last few reps, and then that'll be it. So just wanted to run through that. Last set doesn't really need to be seen, but hope that helps. Just kind of showing that what you can do to continue to train through injuries or train around injuries. To me, this is rehab. This is just a higher level form of it. And yeah, the rest of the workout went really well. It was mostly an upper body day, so back and glute didn't really need to be used too much. But we did a little bit of snatching as well, and that felt great. So, sagittal plane, bilateral movements are feeling fine. Just need to slowly reintroduce unilateral stuff, and was able to do that pretty well today. All right, hope that helps.